I'm Alexander Suryagianni, mole on the right hand, penguin duck birthmark. I'm Alexander Suryagianni. As I said in a text to my family, it's 6:01, August 3rd, based off of what I'm hearing via telepathy. So we're dealing, listen to the type of people we're dealing with. This is the type of repulsive, despicable scum we're dealing with. Either they got psychiatric illness and are just oblivious, or, they're some of the most repulsive, despicable people in the world, or they're that, and they're some of the biggest criminals in the world involved with political abuses of psychiatry, to cover up RICO, terrorism, economic espionage, ritualistic community, sexual assault, and more. I mean, these guys talk face. They talk greater good. They talk altruism. Greater good freedom fighters talking altruism, who make fun of disabled people and abuse disabled people for entertainment. That's an interesting concept. Or greater good freedom fighters who are altruistic and feeding the world, who make fun of victims of rape-like violence and highly illegal, unethical, inhumane human experimentation like MK Ultra, like human programming experiments. Freedom fighters who are altruistic, greater good, feeding the world, who make fun of victims of illegal weapons testing and then try to make them look psychotic, for the criminals who are testing WMDs and other neurophysiological weapons and implantation weapons out on them. Greater good freedom fighters face people who are altruistic, who try to make a witness to terrorism, organized crime, RICO, and economic espionage look psychotic so that humanity can be endangered and they can get away with these severe, severe crimes that Gandhi would kill someone for. That's a little odd. There's some very obvious here. So freedom fighters face people altruistic and greater good who purposely endanger humanity for their own selfish agendas. Altruism, for example, is selfless concern for the well-being of others, but they have selfish concern, a lack of concern for the well-being of others for selfish agendas. That's a little odd. Yeah, clearly not altruistic. Then there are freedom fighters who practice New Age mind slavery. And then there are greater good people who endanger humanity, hence really greater bad. That's weird. And then there are kind, loving, altruistic, greater good people who actually make fun of people. Make fun of people and victims of rape-like violence. MK Ultra like human programming experiments, illegal weapons testing with neurophysiological weapons, WMDs, and even use, and people being held hostage and abused into silence with radiation weapons, or people attempting to. And they're actually making fun of a victim being slowly murdered for no reason. And then they peddle slander with malice and manufactured bullshit. Literally, manufacture bullshit, peddle slander with malice, and even lie about it. And even lie for people who have zero credibility, who've got caught manufacturing evidence so many times it's scary. And then peddle slander with malice and manufactured nonsense to look justified. So the victim of crime so severe, Gandhi would kill someone, can't get compensated. And they actually lie for their own selfish agendas and needs at the expense of humanity. And then they claim they're altruistic, greater good, freedom fighters feeding the world, when they're really feeding terrorism, organized crime, RICO, and financing sexual violence of disabled people while they're feeding the world. But yeah, they actually, so like I was saying on my phone, making fun of the people they make fun of. For instance, they supposedly make fun of me and manufacture evidence and this and that. They actually, it's like making fun of a Down syndrome child. They claim I'm psychotic. Making fun of a psychotic guy is like making fun of a Down syndrome child. And then they talk about being people of face. That's really interesting. A face guy making fun of a Down syndrome guy for no reason, because what, they're jealous of the Down syndrome guy and his ideas. So one, either they know I'm not psychotic, or they're not people of face and they fucking have more than inhuman stupidity. Let me rephrase it. Yeah, not Down syndrome. Yeah, I ain't talking Down syndrome. But so yeah, the people of face who make fun of psychotic people. So yeah, either they have more than inhuman stupidity and more than inhuman insensitivity, or they knew I wasn't psychotic and they were committing political abuses of psychiatry so they could steal money, commit economic espionage, IP theft, and also try to cover up their involvement in terrorism, ritualistic community, sexual violence, illegal weapons testing, and highly illegal, unethical, inhumane human experimentation. So that's a key point. But yeah, so these people actually make fun of psychotic people, which is like making fun of Down syndrome children. They actually make fun of victims who are being held hostage and a victim of rape-like violence, which is like making fun of a woman being held hostage and raped while she's still being held hostage. And instead of calling police or helping, they're making fun of a woman being raped. Face guys. More like masked men, like I've been saying. They make fun of people who are victims of this highly illegal, unethical, inhumane human experimentation, these MK Ultra like human programming experiments, as well as illegal weapons testing with radiation weapons and WMDs. They actually make fun of people who are victims of these things, which is like making fun, while who are still victims of these things and still being held hostage, which is like making fun of victims of the Holocaust while they're still being held hostage in a concentration camp. And they actually think this stuff's funny. And they claim to be people of faith, altruistic, greater good, and feeding the world. Who's falling for these people's nonsense? This is absolutely scary. This, like when I say there's more than inhuman stupidity and more than inhuman insensitivity, whatever I just said should click and register and realize these kids are bullshit artists and just pure evil. And they really need to go to prison because this behavior is so repulsive. It's scary. They're despicable people. And like I said, there aren't even words in the English language that could capture and characterize how despicable and repulsive these people are. It's like their words don't even exist to capture every negative attribute and every despicable and repulsive attribute that that encompass these people. Key point. I'm Alexander Surya Jayani, born June 5th, 1984. But yeah, these guys talking face who make fun of Down syndrome people and make fun of victims of the Holocaust while they're in a concentration camp and make fun of victims of rape-like violence. Who's buying these guys' bullshit? Who's not putting these monsters in a prison where they belong? Let's wake up here. It's 6:08. I am 7 minutes into this video. It is August 3rd. But yeah, that's how disgusting and repulsive and despicable these people are. And the thing, and their behaviors validate the things I say, more than inhuman stupidity and more than inhuman insensitivity. Just out of touch with reality and oblivious. It's scary. So when are these evil people going to prison? They're unfit to be in society. They're threats to humanity. And they actually think things that are so horrible are funny. They'd actually probably laugh at victims of the Holocaust while in a concentration camp if it made them feel hard or feel more secure with themselves. That's how pathetic these people are. Praise Jesus.